Hello, welcome to the Eclectic Reader. Listen to great books and stories while you use your eyes and hands for other things. Now here's your host, Madison Mason.
Hi, this is Madison Mason. Great, I'm glad you're enjoying the Grey Quarry Boys. On to Chapter 8. The Grey Quarry Boys, Chapter 8, Joey Morton. But Mom, why not? His whine bounced off the walls of the living room with annoying resonance. He heard it himself and instantly refined his tone. Because I said no, Joey, and that's it. Yeah, but why? He said, lowering his voice, hoping to sound more mature and content on an equal level. If he let his emotions go too far, his mom would dismiss his best prepared argument as the mere whinings of a child. Joey wanted this one. This would require real art. Mom, I feel fine. Honest, I'm over it. Mrs. Morton sighed her classic sigh, the one where her exasperated brows went halfway into her hairline and the eyeballs rolled back to disappear under noble lids. Joseph, you have been in bed for 3 days, you haven't been to school all week, and you think I'm going to let you go out on a weekday night to go hunting for poor little raccoons in the pitch black dark? She loved to enunciate special phrases. With a total stranger whom I have never met? Absolutely not. No two ways about it. She was winning. He could see the adventure of a lifetime crashing in flames. His heart sagged. Yeah, she was right. He had spent the whole week in bed. Nobody could figure out what it was he ate, but it turned on his system with a vengeance and covered him with hives and made him a living pustule hideous to behold. Every surface of his body swollen beyond recognition. His eyes were sealed shut, lips like something out of the National Geographic, like he had brass plates inserted in them. Fingers, toes, every body part was puffed and itchy. He could do nothing but lay in the sagging, spring-broken bed, scratching, suffering, itching, and waiting to die. Finally, after 4 days, the swelling went down. This was the first day he felt normal. And this was the day Sonny Balcom, his hero, chose to honor him with the greatest recognition of manhood ever. He was going coon hunting that night, and Joey could go if he wanted. Like a real man, with the dogs, in the dark woods, coon hunting. If he could get around the biggest, most immovable obstacle to fun anytime, anywhere, Mom. If she didn't let him go, he might never get another chance. He weighed his options as he half listened to her pat arguments. Mrs. Morton was one of those true Southern patricians, born and bred. Everything was either below her station or beneath her dignity. She bore the vestigial remnants of Scarlett O'Hara, plantation ethic, carriages, and cotillions. It was difficult to reconcile to her domestic realities of life in the New South, or anywhere else for that matter. Mom, on a stack of Bibles! This most important oath was lost on his mother, certainly no practicing Christian, but it implied the deepest honesty. I swear on a stack of Bibles, Mom, I feel fine, and if you let me go, I'll clean the whole house, top to bottom. I'll even take the laundry to the laundromat. If she turned down this offer, there was no possible way he was going coon hunting. Joey's mom sorely resented cleaning house. She despised being poor and loathed the fact that there were no servants to cook and clean. Their house always looked to be inhabited by giant field mice, and the pile of family laundry got washed once a month, and reluctantly at that. The thought of having the house cleaned for her while she lay in bed reading novels on a Saturday morning would be way too seductive to resist, and another day missed at school was nothing. Joey bet on it. She scrutinized his face with medical precision, missing nothing, while he strained to look his very healthiest. The wheels spun in her mind. Her eyes weighed and calculated, sniffing out opportunity. Finally, she bit. All right, but you wash the car, too. Mom! The whine sprang back, now full blown. All right, then forget it. Okay, I'll do it. Jeez, he bitched. The patrician gentlewoman was a cold killer in a fight or negotiation, and she truly enjoyed twisting it once it was stuck in. And I want you home by 11 o'clock. Okay, Mom, I promise, he lied, having no idea when they would be back. He raced to his room to dress for the woods. The brawl with the hives was won, with a singular exception. The itching and swelling had subsided everywhere, except in the head of his little pecker, which was still twice its normal size, bright pink and tender as a snail. He gingerly tucked it into his jockeys, slipped on his most comfortable jeans, and dropped to all fours, scraping down around underneath the bed for his sweatshirt. He found the dusty gray ball and shook it out. As he turned to draw it over his head, he spotted his reflection in the mirror on the closet door. His bony white chest was speckled with scars of the bout with whatever poison had invaded his system. If the she-demon saw it, zero coon hunt. He quickly yanked the t-shirt down. Minutes later, his white sneakers were flying through the dark night as he raced down the hill toward the creek and Balcom's farm. The sleeves of his quilted nylon windbreaker whistled against his sides. He was filled with the exuberance of freedom and a rage of anticipation. Great adventure lay ahead. Joey Morton had lived in Grey Quarry for only a few months. Like me, he was an outsider, an interloper into the rural community, welcomed by some of the more Christian locals, but suspected by most others. He was different, and worse, he was a city boy with strange ways and strange speech, strange dress, strange looks. In every way, he seemed a stranger to these people. Born together, they spent all their lives together, they knew everything about each other there was to know, and told each other whatever the others didn't know. It got out through his attempts to lend some value to his worthless self that he'd lived overseas in a foreign country, one that most of the kids in school never heard of. Instead of making him seem more important, it had the reverse effect. They weren't impressed. It just pissed them off. Buddy James punched him in the face in front of the other guys for bragging. It would take months to break that cold circle, to prove himself, and that wasn't to happen yet. One unexpected break did come in the person of Maudie Balcom. Alone one hot after-school day in the quiet pine woods, he was searching for gold or Indian signs, whatever his lonesome imagination conjured. Lost in an Indian combat fantasy, he pounced from behind a tree onto the open shore of a silent lake, screeching his wildest Cherokee war scream. Instantly, his screech was echoed by another, so shrill it set his hair on end, and he stood face to face with a person whose eyes were even wider than his own. Each stared in horrid disbelief at the other, the way Robinson Crusoe must have felt facing Friday for the first time in the middle of nowhere. His heart slammed the sides of his chest like a rock in a shoebox. "Hot damn almighty, boy!" the terrified creature croaked furiously. "Have you lost your cotton-picking mind? You scared the living shit out of me!" Blinking in the light, he couldn't make out if it was a man or a woman. But whatever it was very short, shorter than he, probably no more than 4'9" or 10. It wore a man's khaki army pants, belted at the waist with a rope, a faded blue man's shirt, buttoned at the neck and cuffs, and a pair of battered old topsiders. Its round little face belonged to some dried apple doll the mountain people in the Carolinas make, carved by a paring knife and baked to leather by years of cruel sun. There were lines everywhere, and edging the mouth was a dark brown stain, which he soon found out more about. All this was topped off by a tattered straw hat, which made a picture of Huckleberry Finn grown very old and very ugly.
We hope you have enjoyed this episode of The Eclectic Reader. Please go on to the next numbered episode to continue. Also, check us out on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. If you'd like to help support the project, you can donate under Madison Mason at Patreon. And please, check out our website, kltkrdr.com, for more information.
Hi, this is Madison Mason. I want to personally thank you for listening to The Eclectic Reader and invite you to share your experience, your thoughts, and your suggestions. We have many great books lined up for the future, but if you have requests for anything that is in the public domain, please email us at kltkrdr@gmail.com.
kltkrdr@gmail.com